So whether you're a hermit or a social butterfly, Maine really has something for everybody, and there's the perfect town for everybody here in Maine. I'm a local real estate broker here in southern Maine. The reason I moved here to Maine was really just because of the natural beauty. It's just so beautiful here, and I love the ocean. I love that Maine is a coastal state. I mean, being close to the ocean there's just nothing like it. You know, if you move away from it, you kind of miss it, and you have to come back. And that's really why I'm here. So we're going to talk today about a lot of the different areas in Maine, what might be good for you. So at the end of this, we might kind of help you out in deciding what part of Maine that you want to move to. The first area that we're going to talk about is southern Maine. That's where I am. Again, I'm a real estate broker here in southern Maine. I help people buy and sell houses all over southern Maine. And what I consider southern Maine is from like Brunswick, down along the coast, all the way down to New Hampshire. That's like the southern Maine area. There's a lot of great things here. First off, it's probably the most population here in Maine. Waterfront, most of southern Maine has the ocean, so there's a lot of great like beaches to go to. Cape Elizabeth, where I live, is fantastic. It's a coastal town. There's a Portland Headlight here in Cape Elizabeth. Portland is awesome, so if you like the city life, even though Portland's not huge, it kind of gives you that taste of the city without having the hustle and bustle of like the giant cities. It's a foodie town, a lot of breweries here, things like that. A great atmosphere and a great sense of community in all of these places. A lot of like cultural attractions here. If you're into that like hustle and bustle, like I like it a little more populated, I like to party, go to the beach and things like that. Southern Maine is really the area that you want to be. Now, of course, there are a lot of pros and cons to living in Maine. Southern Maine does have those. Like, for example, real estate can be expensive here in southern Maine. The cost of living might be, and we've done videos about all of these. So depending on, what your budget is, things like that. If you're, moving here and if you're thinking to yourself, why should I move to Maine? Those are the things that you're going to want to think about. The cost of living and the cost of real estate, things like that, can be some cons depending on your budget and things like that. We're going to move on and we're going to talk about mid-coast Maine. Brunswick, Bath, like kind of heading over across there, over to Rockland. Brunswick, if you haven't been to Brunswick, is great. It's just Brunswick and Bath, just very pretty towns. There's a lot of like really just cool, quintessential New England towns. One really great thing I love about mid-coast Maine that me and my family really love is like the Harpswell area. Going down there, and there's a couple islands down there. My wife's family has some roots there. Very just like you're driving along down there, going down Harpswell and like Orr's Island and Bailey's Island, and there are some things that you see that the views, you're just like, it's amazing. It's like jaw-dropping. You're just like, oh my God, how is this so beautiful? A lot of like lighthouses, a lot of, maritime history there, just picturesque scenery, driving up and down the coast. I mean, it's really awesome if you kind of like that. And it's also a little bit out of the hustle and bustle, although you're still kind of in that, in the summertime, the tourism kicks in and you get a lot of people coming around. If you don't want to have many people around at all, there might be a different area in Maine to talk about. And again, we'll get into that in a minute. It's a little bit slower there. You're still on the coast and you can enjoy the coast and still enjoy some really great restaurants and culture and stuff like that, but it's a little bit of a slower pace. So that's mid-coast Maine, that area there. So if you are moving to Maine, I get questions all the time because Bar Harbor is so like popular that everybody's just like, hey, I'm moving to Maine and what's Bar Harbor like? Bar Harbor and like a bunch of other towns in that area is called Down East Maine. I love it because in those areas, you really are kind of getting away from the hustle and bustle. It's more of like a fishing atmosphere. The coastal Maine is just absolutely beautiful there. Like I said, Bar Harbor and Acadia National Park is there, and it's really just stunning scenery. Down East is very cool, and you'll hear a lot of great Maine accents, and it's really awesome. So we've done some videos about the area in Down East, in particular about, Acadia National Park and Bar Harbor, so check those out. Click on the link here. We'd really appreciate looking at that. And speaking of appreciating you, I want to say thank you for watching. I'm Doug Schauf with the Make Maine Your Home team at Remax Oceanside. Please like and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us out. And comment. If you're sitting there thinking like, hey, I want to say something, please say it. It helps out our channel get boosted up a little bit, but also we just love hearing from you guys. So we'd like to communicate with you. Comment below and let's talk. Would really, really love that. Thanks again for watching. Remember to hit like and subscribe and hit that little bell so you get notified about what's going on. We put out episodes every week. And again, thanks. Next, we're going to talk about Western Maine. These towns are kind of like, Bethel, Rangeley, maybe over towards like Bridgeton, Harrison, as you're kind of getting over towards New Hampshire and like up that way. You're going to see a lot of like mountain views. Also, a lot of like ski resorts are in these areas because of the mountains. You got Shawnee Peak is over there. You got Sunday River. You got Sugarloaf. If you are looking to move to Maine and you're considering considering Western Maine, this is like a little more rural. You know, you're gonna have things like ski resorts, snowmobile trailers, tons of like hiking, fishing, you know, a lot of fresh water, a lot of lakes, a lot of ponds, things like that. That's the type of region that this is. A lot of great things to do here if you like to get outdoors and all that, and especially like get some great mountain views. Western Maine would be for you. Last but not least, we're going to talk about northern Maine. Some people call it the county, which is Aroostook County. Presque Isle, Fort Kent, Holton is probably up there. East Millinocket, Bangor is probably like that southern edge of northern Maine, you know, heading all up there. Beautiful country up there. If you want like, you know, rural meets rural, this is where you want to go. If you want to be like away from people and just enjoy Maine as it is, you get lots of great mountain views. Mount Katahdin is up there. You know, you're approaching Canada at that point, or bordering Canada at that point. You could be alone for days. You know, really just a nice rural place. If you love the fishing, you know, skiing, snowmobiling, you know, stuff like that. A lot of great things to do up in northern Maine, and you're able to kind of spread your wings, you know, and all that. A lot of great little small towns. The community up there is fantastic. I haven't been all the way up there. I've been in parts of northern Maine, but I haven't been all the way up there, and that's on my bucket list. I do hope to get up there. Just absolutely beautiful up there. I have been up to like Mount Katahdin and things like that. It's really stunning to see a lot of those things. Those are the regions of Maine. You know, where to move in Maine is really the story of this video, and kind of hopefully we're able to give you the regions there. Now, if you're kind of like, geez, I don't really know where to go, I guess, you know, really it's kind of like, hey, you know, if you just don't like people and you want to be by yourself, northern Maine might be great. If you like to party, come down to southern Maine and, you know, be with all the people. And then there's everything in between. You know, if you like fishing on the ocean, maybe down east is good for you. You know, if you like skiing, maybe it's over in the western Maine. You know what I mean? All those types of things. That's kind of how you're going to figure out where to go here in Maine. Or you can just comment below and I'll help you out with all that. That's one way to do it. Thanks again for watching, guys. And remember, if you make Maine your home, you don't have to do it alone. Please make sure that you subscribe to the channel and one of these buttons over here. You get a lot of great information about real estate, the state of Maine, cool things to do, all that kind of stuff. And of course, if you have any questions at any time, comment below or hit us up on all social media platforms, and we'd love to help you out. And we love talking about Maine and real estate in Maine.